Heart is offering you what we are calling a few-minute warming. These inspirational words may be just what you need to change the outcome of your life. Join us for a warming to fill your heart.
Most people would much rather see a sermon than hear a sermon. They're much more inspired by an example of faith than by words of faith. You know that. I remind myself of that, as we are all called to greatness that's defined in terms of service. And we never forget that when we go to church on Sunday, the service begins when the hour of prayer ends and we leave. The service begins in the parking lot, on the way home, when we get back to our job, when we meet our friends. That's the service to which God is calling us. And you know and I know people who are truly holy people, who far from masquerading any kind of false piety, show their true identity through their simple service. Ever so humble and sincere. These are God's great teachers for us today. Jesus says, all who would exalt themselves will be humbled, and all who humble themselves will be exalted. Again, Jesus' concern with the Pharisees and the scribes of his day wasn't that they didn't mean well. It's just that they became ever so proud. And you know how arrogance can be insidious. It's hard to see it in ourselves. But before long we begin to have such an exalted position of feeling about ourselves, we tend to look down on others. And people notice this and feel this. Jesus seems to suggest that the only way of spiritual progress is not moving up, but moving down. To be down to earth, that's the meaning of humility. Literally, it's from a Latin word humus, that means down to earth, earthiness, commonness, a goodness, a connectedness, where we stand neither above nor below any brother or sister, but at their side to help them and walk with them, to work with them, not against them.
We thank you for accessing the Heart to Heart app. Please return again to hear inspiration that may make you laugh or even cry, but most importantly, bring you closer to your Savior, Jesus Christ.